Welcome back, everyone, to Bring the Heat, episode number 3. Today, there's only 3 of us. Tony just decided to, I don't know, get a paid gig on our recording day.
He got a job.
First off, he actually has a job at McDonald's now. Unfortunately, he's not working there today. He's actually doing Fortnite observing for Fortress. So
we like Fortnite.
We did tell him to do the observing though.
Money's money.
Because casting isn't going to be source in the future. Observing's all where it's at, but money's money, as you're touching on, Tom, because today a lot of the topics we're going to be discussing
involve a lot of money,
which I guess to start things off, it does include DOTA TI, because obviously some people love Valve, some people hate Valve, but 40 million USD spread amongst all these teams.
You gave him we try tactic. 40 million with the winners.
Yeah, that's USD, ladies and gentlemen. So all the Aussies out there, I think that's like, what, like 50, 60?
40 million, it's like about 52.7 or something like that.
Probably something like that, yeah.
Ridiculous amounts of money. Basically,
lots of money. More money than what you think.
So we'll kick it off with the Team Spirit taking home the big dub.
Now, on that, we did joke about it.
We did.
And we also said, wouldn't it be funny if they got the worst room available? And they won the event.
Yeah, it was their revenge. They took out all their hatred and all their anger out on everyone else.
That $200
from being ripped off of the room.
That fucking $2 a night room that they got from Valve, they just yoinked 18 mil off them. Just casually.
Yeah, the microwave is the best part. Just power the PCs and practice.
As soon as they win the event, they put the shield in the microwave. Suck this, Valve!
Yeah. So we'll take it off with Team Spirit. They got through group stage. They went into the upper bracket. Were soon kicked back down to the lower bracket on their first game against Invictus Gaming, going 2-1. And then from there, they went head-to-head with the big boys. OG. 2-time TI champions. Now, unfortunately, Sumal was playing with one eye, and they were also playing with a sub. So they're a little bit handicapped. Team Spirit taking that 2-0.
Sorry. It's just... World champs, but they're handicapped.
They are handicapped. Sumal's playing in one eye. They don't have Anna, and they're playing with Sasko, who's their sub.
How to nerf the best team? You just blind one of them and use a sub.
It's like sniper in the crowd. There goes your other eye now, bitch.
I mean, look at their run though. Like this is.
Oh, this is impressive.
This is wild. Like they beat Fnatic. Who knows about
that?
Fnatic. OG, quite good. They 2-1 VP.
VP was a bit of a scare, and I think a lot of people sit there, especially on the betting side of things, on the edge of their seats, going, "Who's going to win this one?"
Is this like a Virtus Flurry moment, or was this
Virtus Flurry? 100%. Yeah, I watched that game. They should have won that. They were like about 30 minutes in. VP were up. They were smashing. They had the team fights going, and then out of nowhere, they just got reverse swept and sent straight out. Straight at the back end. It was pretty awesome match. It was really showed how top tier 1 Dota is to be played. And if anyone wants to go watch that replay, go and watch it because it was an awesome match. And then they went on to back into Invictus Gaming, who kicked them down to the lower bracket once again. And I think Team Spirit definitely learned the ins and outs of Invictus.
They literally grabbed the local, just like a baseball bat, and straight up just swamped them over the head.
Yeah,
because they swept them up pretty.
2-0.
Yeah, taking knees and
took a kneecap on the way.
from going 2-1 in the upper bracket on their first game in there to going 2-0 in the lower bracket best of threes in the round 5. So absolutely smashed it. I think they were watching Invictus. They knew what they had to do. They knew how to counter them, especially that Magnus pick. They dominated them. And then they went into Team Secret, so TS versus TS. And again, 2-1 them as well. Awesome work from them. And that was another one that people were umming and ahhing about. They weren't really sure who's going to take it, who's going to...
50-50 coin flip.
It was really a 50-50 coin flip, yeah. Because PSG, LGD, they showed that their strength.
They had a really good event.
They absolutely smashed it.
It's like Group B, they went 15-1 overall, I think, on maps, if I'm not mistaken, if that's how it is.
They had the best average.
Yeah, so the best aggregate. They went 7-1.
7-1.
Yeah, so there wasn't any ties.
You can't have ties, yeah.
Wait, so why is it 7-1-0? What's the 0?
the 0 is the tie, but they can't.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, they went 7-1, and then they proceeded to go into the upper bracket. PSG, LGD, they beat T1 2-1. They then stomped VP, and then stomped Secret, and they kind of just sat there in the best of 5 grand final for a bit, just waiting for.
They had a really cruisy run all the way through, just absolutely smashing teams.
Which, if you think about it, though, like that's not really what you want to see.
Well, they were one of the favourites to win, like for obvious reasons. The only real upset that would have maybe happened if they versed OG, because OG really had their number dialed in. OG really, like, I think it was NoTower was talking about how, you know, they understood all their tactics, all their plays, and they were ready to really take them on for
I mean, clearly T1 almost had them as well.
T1, I think it was probably just a bit of nerves in there as well. At first with PSG, and then as soon as they realised, no, we have this, let's just go back to our first place, because I think it was the second round, they did something a bit weird, and they lost it. And then they went, okay, let's just go back to our original strats and just start dominating once again.
Yeah.
And they just kept through that. They kept with their strats, and they just absolutely blitzed through the entire upper bracket all the way to the grand finals, which was an absolute battle and a half. And I'm so happy that I got to watch the whole thing, staying up till nearly 5, 6 in the morning, watching the whole thing.
Game that's just got a game.
Dota, man, like live and breathe it. 2-3, like they went the full 5. I was like, nah, they're not going to do it. I'm in streams with some friends, and I'm like, they're not going 2-3. I don't want them because I don't want to go to bed. They're not doing it. PSG's going to take it. I can't see Team Spirit holding it back, but they did.
Yeah, 2-3, which is quite good. I mean, like, even for a lot of these teams, like it's not every time you go into an event and you're guaranteed, if you get top 18, 100 grand at a minimum.
Yeah.
Like, even just looking through this, if you get 9th through to 12th, you get 800 grand.
It's beautiful, money.
And then from there it goes 1 million, 1.4, 2.4, 3.6, 5.2. I don't know how you go from 5.2 to 18.2 though. That just seems extremely quick to
that's why it's so prestigious, because winning TI is probably one of the hardest esports to actually like get through, because it's such a big brain game. Like, you watch me play a little bit of Herald Dota. Woo! I'm at the bottom of the run, and
I just hold up last night. I'm watching him for about 15 minutes just play, because I played Dota ages ago, and I'm like, okay, cool, I get the gist of it. But then I'm just watching it. I'm like,
it's changed so much.
It's changed so much.
It is such a big brain game, and like, I'd like to say I'm a fairly smart guy. Yeah, this game just, I don't know how people even get to Immortal, honestly.
Hunty's playing checkers, everyone else is playing chess.
Yeah,
I think it's all their chess. It's like they're trying to.
It's so like
Probably
it's like you literally, the game works it so if you literally walk in one direction for like 1 second, you're out of position. You're probably going to die. That's how big brain some of these guys move it. And with some of those games that were played, like, you see one team smoking and the other team will also smoke at the exact same time because they know this team is rotating in, but they had no vision of them. They just know how the way they play. That's how, like, it comes down to such minute movement.
Intense.
It is. It's such insane, like, how big brain you need to be at the top.
I'm going to stick with Minecraft because that's a little brain game.
I hit block.
Exactly. I know how to click.
I find it really insane as to how much money is actually pumped into this as well. Because I was looking at the CS prize pool that got announced a couple of days ago, and like it's 2 million. Like first place gets $1 million, and then basically I think it's like if you get 16th, you get 10 grand. And I'm just like,
it's CS:GO though.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's literally
that's
like,
the meme.
Yeah, correct. Which is like it's the same operator obviously with Valve, and it's just like.
But the
I think it's like the biggest. It's like this and LoL are the biggest games in the world.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm thinking that, obviously, because I know Dota is obviously a lot more popular and more people watch it, which is fair enough. Everyone wants a bit of the pokies on his teams. Well, there was about 500. I think there was like 1.4 million concurrent people watching that.
Yeah.
I think during I think it was the semis. I think that we were talking
something
about.
like that. Yeah, it was the.
It was during the lower bracket.
I think it's from round 5 of the whole bracket was where it was like really peaking. Like
that's where
the 1 million plus of viewership.
We were sitting in a Discord call together because we were watching League at the same time as well. And League had about I'm up in League next to Dota, like in the viewership. They actually did really well this year. There was about 1.4 for Dota, 1.2 for League.
League has a higher player base and a higher viewership, obviously the fan rate, because well, I'm gonna be honest, League's an easier game than Dota. It's a point and click.
And also, I'm not gonna lie to you, I think there's a lot more female streamers in League.
Yeah.
Cosplayers and that you can do League. They don't do too many Dota characters, from what I've seen. Alright? Don't get me started on cosplay, alright?
There's some bloke who's just like slightly obese, dressing up as a giant elephant, just walking around.
Just dressing up as Ari in League from League.
He's sitting there over the PSG LGD bed going, I'm in your dreams.
Yeah, legit. So yeah, just from the whole fan base and whatnot, because with when TO comes out, they release any in-game items that are bought. A percentage of all those in-game items goes to the prize pool.
So it's all like
Crowdfunded.
So it's somewhat similar to how PUBG does it. I think it's still better.
Fairly simple.
Pigments, is that what they're called?
No. So what they do is
It's just anything from the shop?
anything, yeah, any item at all.
It's items from the shop.
Any
I
item.
think it's voting percentage bullshit.
No. So they bring out the compendium when TI starts, which is basically you can get like collectibles and whatnot, and some of that does go towards the prize pool, but a lot of it, a big percentage of the prize pool comes from crowdfunding from people buying skins.
Yeah, so basically it's like PUBG and
Just on another
on
level.
different level, yeah.
I mean, you got to look at the player base for better than PUBG. PUBG has like
PUBG is like 1% of the player base for Dota.
oh,
A bit more than that.
a bit more than that, but yeah, I think it's like a 1-to-5 ratio. It's not.
No.
I would be very
If you look
interested,
worldwide.
just in that topic, I guess, with the prize distributions come PGC, I'm very interested to see what the crowdfunding for that will be, because obviously it's a minimum of, I think it was 3 million, that's the minimum. And then off that, they build off the, basically with the crowdfunding. But what I think a lot of people should be doing is when, like a lot of, I guess, TOs per se, or game developers, it should be the whole shop, not just specific items, because I know PUBG's specifically just the PCS or PGC skins, which I think is a bit stupid per se.
Does Fury have skins?
No,
there's no
actual like org skins at all.
there's
Oh, that
pickums.
makes no fucking sense then.
There's pickums.
Yeah, I would like to see when the worlds do come around for PUBG.
I'd like to see the Rocket League effect.
Yeah, since you're coming to the thing, here we're gonna create a shirt.
Well, what League does as well, they normally have panels in the game with the
Something like that. Anything that could link the orgs or whatnot that compete at these high levels to whatnot, which
Just do gun
which
skins.
what Dota does do, thankfully.
Everyone's got their own little niche, though,
because you can get
obviously
like OG, like if you pick like OG, you got an OG thing that you can put in your name. So we
like a badge or something.
yeah, pretty much like that. So and people pay for that, and they pay a lot of money. I think like the cheapest one was like $5. That's AUD. So when you're looking across,
I'm gonna start collecting some badges.
like so when but you can't sell them. But like this thing, but
yeah.
when you look across the
Some
board
places can't
of
sell it,
the
legal.
1 million plus people that play it, $5 each, there's easy 5 million.
Yeah.
I just think it's quite cool because like everyone has their own little niche though, because obviously Siege has the operator skins and also the gun skins as well, and the charms, and you've got Rocket League with their decals, you've got PUBG with their pick'em system, similar to what CSGO does as well. I think, I know it's not on the list, but I think after we have a discussion about Dota, I do want to touch on the CS stuff, because that has been a bit of a mess regarding the pick'ems. But I think the cool thing, you've just pulled this up as well. I'll make Vlad.
I'll make Vlad.
I'll make Vlad.
He's not a
So-
vampire, so yeah.
With Team Spirit taking away the dub and TI, Vladimir Putin himself,
Bit of
the god of the Holy Motherland, he has sent out a message to the Team Spirit congratulating them on their success in winning TI. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that's like a pog of a pog moment. Like having
Fuck the 18 mil.
yeah,
I don't know. If I got a message from Skoma, I wouldn't give a fuck.
yeah,
No
but
one would. You'd send him
Go,
on
man.
one.
Yeah,
ask him
because
to go on
he-
a hole.
because he's a nobody. But Vladimir Putin, like, shit, I like just Vladimir Putin insulting me. That'd be
Kid
cool.
probably sent me a message though. Fucking, I'd be.
If we're talking Vladimir Putin though, like he's
He's a legend.
one of the biggest memes globally right now.
Oh yeah, but
So we'll put up like a brief like a snippet of what he said, but I'll read out basically. I congratulate you on your well-deserved victory for the International 2021 Dota 2 World Championship. For the first time in history, the Russian team of Team Spirit Club won this prestigious competitions. Well done. On the way to the final, you demonstrated bright leadership qualities and cohesion, and in the decisive match, which became a real test of skill and character, managed to concentrate and at the most crucial moment intercept the initiative from strong rivals. In fact, they have proved that our esports men are always result-orientated and able to conquer any peaks. I wish you new success and all the best, Vladimir Putin. That is like the most like...
Two things I get from that. First thing,
He didn't write
VP's fuming.
Yeah.
Second thing, like, it's just such a good thing to see.
Yeah, third thing, he didn't write that.
Oh, well, he obviously had an input of it.
Yeah, he actually said, I was saying congratulations and stuff. And someone's expanded that.
Can you just imagine, though, you get home, you've won the biggest event of your life, and you just get, like, an email from Vlad. Or just
Uncle
like,
Vladdy.
you know when you look at your DMs and you have, like, I am Arabian Prince.
Alright, someone pronounce his first name. Go on.
What? His name?
Oh, Wikram Reddy?
I can't see because I'm blind.
It's WYKRHM. Wikram?
He's, I think he's the guy that does a lot of the socials for all that kind of stuff.
You know, but I'm trying to pronounce his name.
Yeah, don't insult the Russian people like that.
It would have to be like Wikram or something like that.
Yeah.
Or Wikram.
But I think that's just a really cool moment for the guys. Not only do they win this absolute prestigious event,
Oh, this is awesome.
which so few have won, to have, you know, Vladimir Putin as well reach out and congratulate them in their success, and, you know, basically telling, keep going, don't stop, we want to see more.
Yeah, he wants to see a two-time champion. He wants to see like the equal of OG.
I mean, I personally think it's a good thing, but I think, I guess moving through into, it's not a topic that's listed on the document we've got, but I want to touch base on CSGO Saga, where basically what CSGO has decided to do with PGL, who is hosting the major this year in Sweden. Normally, every major event, every team that goes to the major basically has access to, there's 3 types of stickers they've got. So they've got like their gold ones, the legend status and challenger status ones, and those 3 come in different tiers. So there's like your standard, there's like the gold version of it, and there's also just like a kind of like a hollow type of film type of color to it as well. So they've decided this year that only the quarterfinalists, the semi-finalists, and the grand finalists are going to have that. So every team gets the org sticker, but when it comes to the players, the only ones that are going to have their signatures in the game are basically going to be
top 8 teams.
The top 8.
I'm fine with that. I don't see anything wrong with that. Personally, I think you've reached the quarterfinals, you've made it out of groups and all this other stuff. You deserve to have a little bit more of an award than the teams.
It's
that
been
have just
2 years since the last major, and since that point, there's been that many new players coming through the door. It's like,
so I can understand.
Most of the teams at this major event haven't been there before.
But like,
there's only 6 players who have been at every CSGO major event ever to date since 2000. I think it was 2006. I think it might have been, but there's only been 6 players that have been to every single event since that point. Every other player just
like boomers.
Hyloth, Boomer, Zipex, Boomer, Divine, Boomer, Device, sorry, Dupree, Boomer. Let's not forget I'm older than some of these guys, good. I'm literally 26. What are you on? He's your age. What are you doing?
I'm 24, not 26. Fuck you.
What are you doing? Cancel worker.
What do you mean? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm no grass.
Look, I can see why it would be a big upset to a lot of players who have done that grind and have gone, look, where's my bit of credibility in CS when I've worked so hard and done all the success. But at the same time, it comes down to the CSGO developers and what the hell they want to do as well.
But the other thing is, I agree.
It's been 790 days since the last major event. Yeah.
I'll be honest, I actually agree with Hansi. Like, yeah, all these players have worked so hard, but now that other than just winning the event, got another thing to go for as well. Like, okay, I want my signature in this game. I want to be in that quarterfinal. I want to reach quarterfinals.
The thing is, so the players didn't get told this until it came out on Twitter a couple of days ago, by the way. So you would expect they would get told preemptively going to the event, because normally what happens, every major, they have to submit their signatures prior to the event starting so they can launch them all together. But then this time around, basically all the orgs got their logos in there. So just to read through, I guess, the Challenger stage logos, there's Spirit, Astralis, there's some notable ones, sorry. So there's basically there's Ents, there's Big, there's Movie Star Riders, Heroic, Mouse, Sharks, Twailu, Renegades, VP, Godsent. Sorry, I want to leave. I'm trying to box. It's like,
No, that's how you do it. Like you.
There's Copenhagen
That's
Flames
a weird
and
thing.
FaZe. So
There's some pretty big names there.
correct, which is like if you look at the players who are on those teams as well. If you're trying to generate income, Astralis is in there.
I mean, you're not in phase of Australis and big. And
So the teams in there that should have.
maybe
I know
Spirit.
Renegades will have hype around them because the Earth guys are on buys their stickers. Because they may not qualify obviously for the Legends stage of it, but everyone just buys them. But realistically, the teams in there that people would support if there was player signatures would be FaZe, it would be Mouse, it would be Spirit, it would be Astralis, probably Heroic as well because they've been on the rise
Well,
recently.
they're all tier 1 orgs.
They're all tier 1, and like I personally think as well for those players specifically because they used to get a cut of their own things as well. So I'm thinking of the player income here because whenever they used to sell the skins or the logos, the org and the team would get cut of that.
Alright.
So now they've basically sliced all the income through the player signatures. Now it's just for the top
Well,
8.
Like, from the business standpoint, I can understand it, because in CSGO, their player base has dwindled quite heavily.
There's a reason for that though.
Yeah. So, but think about this. So, the player base has dwindled, which means they're not earning as much money as they used to in the past. Now, they still have to fork out money to some orgs or whatever who did have stuff in there. It's still a thing. They have to keep paying.
Yeah,
It's not something that stops.
My question is, they get a high percentage now that's going to be the
But-
top 8.
No, because it goes off their stickers, and
Yeah.
I
That's
personally,
what I mean, like, their
so
stickers have
I
high
personally
stickers,
don't
high
think
percentage.
whoever's in the top 8 will make. They won't make as much. Like bottom line, there's like
They won't make a whole lot. But the whole thing, business-wise, I can understand why CSGO didn't do it prior, or are now starting to do it, is because now that CSGO is starting to kick off a little bit more, we've hit the bottom, and we're starting to see that curve of the rise again, where CSGO starts to become more popular. Once again, it's starting to climb. We can see it even in Australia, where it died off, but now it's starting.
it's a very big thing as well because we've got 3 international slots now.
Yeah.
Which is quite hectic because logically, what's meant to happen apparently is that if basically Renegades has 1, Order has a 2nd, which they qualified for yesterday. So they played the grand final against LFO, who was another team who qualified through Premier. So
Direwolves.
basically, Ex Direwolves got through ECA Premier to EPL, which starts next year. Order won and got their slot off ANZ Champs yesterday, where they go to the conference, which is whoever wins out of that group goes to EPL. Now,
So,
if
wait.
Rennie, so
Order did. So X was beat Order for the first spot.
yeah,
Okay. The fuck's going on there?
they're actually really they've been
Yeah,
on point
X
recently.
Styles.
We'll touch on them a bit later,
Yeah.
but what my point basically being the only AUCS is actually quite good. Obviously, we're out at AUCS, Chiefs are out at AUCS, a lot of people are getting out of it, but Renegades, if they actually place well at this major and solidify themselves an EPL slot, there's an opportunity for a 3rd team to go. So that's like the only
That's
other
huge.
team I can realistically see going is Vertex.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're capable of competing on an international level whatsoever. They'll get there because they're a very, very good team, which I know Conky also mentioned yesterday as well, because they're a really good team. They were close to beating Order yesterday for that slot.
Yeah.
They went 2-1 in that
definitely-
series. Last map, they lost to a 1v2 Ninja Diffuse from Backslide. So
They're a strong host team. That's the problem.
that's the same with Ex Direwolves. We haven't seen them on international stage. The last time those guys went to an event was the Berlin Minor 2 years ago when they were under advanced.
But they've had experience with that, and they've also, from what I understand, is they do play outside Australia as well. So they are used to playing with teams on their level that are not in
In
Australia.
the last 2 years, neither Ex Direwolves or Order has played internationally. And 2 members from both of those teams have had international experience. When you look at Order, Ricky used to play on Complexity overseas. You look at Ustillo, Renegades back in the day. You look at the Ex Direwolves guys, you've got to put Gyra in there. You look at Sterling, they used to play on the Avant team that went to the minor. So those guys have had the experience, but then you've got people, Savage and Vexite, both of them are 16. They've got their first international event. That's cool.
Yeah, but you've got guys like Sterling on that who are able to go, hey, this is how it works. So we'll take all the brute of, the light and whatnot and show you guys how to do it. So they can go, oh, okay, so if I just do what they do, it's fine. So a lot of that nerve and a lot of that stress is reduced now, so they are to play at their level. If they're a complete new team, yeah, I would expect them to bomb out probably first game. Yeah, but now with those guys, it's okay. So they can follow those veterans in how to what's meant to do overseas.
I still think both of them are going to shit the bed. Don't get me wrong. I think they're very good teams domestically. When it goes international, Renegades has to be every step of the way. But I think more so touching on Vertex and their opportunity from this, it's going to be, if they do get the opportunity down the line,
send our boy
Uncle
Yeah. Send him.
They're a very, very well-rounded team for a bunch of mates, I must admit, because they just play together because they're mates, and even now they've got Blitz as a coach, used to play for Chiefs, used to play internationally as well. So I think the Vertex team is very well-rounded, but they kind of need to have some lower-tier international experience. Like, I remember before COVID happened, Ground Zero and Genuine Game used to have like Maker and all those guys and Stat, like all just playing together overseas at some Asian LAN event, which, it's experience. And I think realistically speaking for those teams, like even if we're going back to the major side of things, I don't see Renegades getting out of this. Because it's a quiz format, right? You have teams go 0-3, you got teams who go 3-0, so it's like, realistically out of this, I think it's probably going to get out. I'm putting Astralis, probably Mouse Sports, probably Heroic, maybe Spirit. Right there as well. Everyone else, it's going to be like
fucking safe phase.
No.
You reckon they're going to shit the bed?
Hazel.
I'm going to call it the Carrigan effect.
Yeah.
Every time.
Is he back on that?
Yeah. Also, Olaf is on that team. He's one of the 6.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's still going. He's actually, for a veteran player, he's still pretty consistent, but I think he's going to retire.
Oh yeah, much he's
he'll probably end up moving into coaching or anything.
I think he's about 28 years old at the moment. Maybe a little bit older.
Oh yeah, he's so old.
Yeah, he's fucking boomer.
Shut up.
For an esports athlete, that's past their prime. That's what I'm getting at.
Look, I still ban. I still ban. I still got it.
I just click the train.
Wait, you played internationally for the last 10 years? You played 1.6 until 14?
I can still play.
God damn, Reese.
He got reflexes.
Reese is actually the go.
I can still play.
His reflexes happen 5 minutes after it happens.
I'll show you.
That's input lag.
Like, bang.
That's input lag, right?
Yeah, I think at least on that little side of thing, I think it's probably a shit thing. There isn't the stickers and such for that, for the income side of things, but
good.
I guess
stickers never going to earn that much money to be worth it.
Yeah, but it's still something, Like, to put it into perspective, from the last major event before Device switched to NIP, I had capsules myself. Device was the MVP of the last major that happened, and I got a gold sticker of his from the unboxing. I went from $5, he left the team, went to NIP, shot up to about 350. That one sticker. So there is value in it.
But that's the thing, like when they sell in the marketplace, the orgs don't see that. The orgs don't get that dollar.
They also don't get shit.
Exactly. So
it's only initial purchase. So.
I'm thinking about me here. Fuck them. I want my profit.
Yeah, but,
CEO, right?
So, it doesn't really matter like how the market of the stickers or anything goes if the orgs don't see that aftermarket purchases.
Sees it sold on the Steam market. Oh, $5. Fuck you, Device.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I guess moving on to the next topic. This is really going to be good. We actually get to watch that
on Fortnite, people.
Get shit on.
What happens when you
the
cheat the
Twitter verification scandal featuring the Fortnite freaks, as I put them here in the notes. I'm happily.
They're not even freaks. They're just the kids.
So the key culprit in this entire scenario was Air Eternity, as I touched on before. And there's been people like TNA got unverified. There's Crayola who got unverified.
Let's explain. So what actually happened, Joe?
Okay, so to break it down for you guys at home, some analysis, some analytical data. Basically, don't give me that shit, Tom. Come on.
I'm sorry. I'm going to zoom in slowly.
You just have the point. Analytical data. Like, what the hell's up with that?
What are you, like a Vodafone commercial? Endless data!
Data!
Anyway,
Vodafone
to break it down,
Irish.
basically there was a Twitter scandal happening recently where an org, Era Eternity,
Org.
I don't even know what that dead
Clan.
clan.
No, I wouldn't even call it that.
Basically, they were selling ownership slots on their website where they would label a person on the site. And as a result of being on that website under a role, when you apply for verification...
With a fake picture as well.
With a fake picture. There was like 15-year-olds applying. There was like some photo of like
some 30, 40-year-old dude,
man, like in a tuxedo. It's
not a tux, a suit.
Yeah, so something... Basically, what happened is by people doing that, they got verified off it, and they kept rinsing and repeating that again and again and again. Now, there was people like Crayola, as an example, who was an editor who I've worked with personally a little bit, and other people around have as well. He basically had a Twitter account. I'm not sure if he purchased it or if he became a co-owner of this team, which since then he's gotten rid of it out of his bio, I'm pretty sure, because he's no longer associated with it. Helions, which used to be a semi-decent Oceanic team ages ago. Then
Before it got bought.
And then it died and blah, blah, blah. He got verified off that. And then basically from there, people who did get verified then sold verification from those sub-brands to do the same thing as what Era once did. Now, I understand that is a big thing. Like, it's confusing. When I sat there and looked through everything, it was just an absolute
It's a fucking mess.
It's a mess. But bottom line, basically what happened now, TNA got unverified. I don't know how, because they got legit originally, I think.
I think it's because they were connected.
Associated with it.
Yeah. Something along the line, someone from inside the org was associated with it.
Yeah, honestly, Era, like selling... This wasn't cheap, by the way. I'm talking like people were getting charged like $300-400 for this tip. Like...
It's just the
Era's income was through selling verification.
Well, I mean, they got to pay their content roster somehow.
Yeah, and basically the whole scenario of this is a bit of an update. Essentially, Jake, again, who just features in literally every episode we've got, he reports all the new stuff. Basically, he got people to message him reporting teams who were doing it. Ironically enough, Crayola was one of the people who messaged him, and he actually dobbed himself in on accident, and he got unverified as well. So basically, Jake got that forwarded onto Twitter, and they just unverified all these accounts. Now, some people got unverified even though it had literally nothing to do with the situation. So I'm talking like, I'm talking Josh Inman from ESL. I'm talking, there's a couple of players in there as well that got unverified. I'm not sure the order guys did yet. But
I think what Twitter are doing, they're going, okay, we've got all these people who are just like players or whatever, and they haven't really done anything.
I think they'd be looking at the applications again.
Yeah.
And they'd literally see which sites are linked, and they go to those sites and go, okay, this person got verified through this guy, this is a verified source, delete the verification, delete everything under that.
Yeah. I mean, if you can prove that you're,
if you're legit.
Yeah.
Proof of existence.
Well, yeah, with ESL, they would have to, again, apply on Josh's
behalf. I think that's bullshit on Josh's behalf. I don't know how he lost it, because again, he's like a really relevant.
He's had it for years as well.
He's had it for years. He's been in this, in that spot for about 6-7 years, probably.
Yeah, well,
maybe even longer, considering.
Maybe they checked the ESL site, and when they've checked, he's not on the ESL site.
Well, if he's looking international, probably not. If he's looking domestic, probably. But I think overall with the verification system, they need a better way of doing things, and I think having a region-specific team
they need to stick to their fucking requirements. Like, if you're a business or if
I think they need to
a
change the process.
The old process was so much better.
There wasn't a process.
That's the way that it worked before this whole debacle was you would have someone vouch for you, someone that's verified would vouch for you, and be like,
but that's a backwards way of doing it.
This is how YouTube has got their verifications. Another YouTuber got verified first would be like, yep, here's his channel, here's all of this. Like, you can see, yes, he's got 1 million subs. This is his activity.
I think, bottom line with this situation, the easiest way of fixing this would be either A, having a specific department for each region. So I'm talking have one for APAC, have one for,
like how Twitch does.
Like how Twitch does. Even Twitch doesn't have an AU department, but
no, they do.
It's not a very relevant one though.
It's like 15 or something people.
Yeah.
Even on the other side of things as well, the second alternative you would have is restructuring the verification system again, But instead of having the whole bullshit, let's link your Twitter to a website. Because if I had to go down and look through articles, no one links their Twitter. Like, literally, we had an ESPN article yesterday written on us for the Brazilian circuit. And it's just referred to as Fury. They don't have any link or anything. It's just Fury. There's no Twitter link. There's nothing.
That's because some of them just don't. They don't care for
Correct.
esports.
Which is exactly what that is. Because you're looking at verified sources as well, and you're trying to like get yourself verified.
Yeah.
It's a pretty stupid system. So realistically speaking, you'd expect some form of business like identification, whether it's at least for Australia, an ABN, an ACN, proof of existence again.
I mean, it should be fairly easy. If you're an ACN, you're an actual registered company within Australia. You should go, hey, this is our ACN. Just go look at it. For one, it tells you everything.
Yeah.
And if you want more proof, request it. We can send you documents. Done. If you're an actual professional, say, caster or something, go, hey, I've casted for these people. Feel free to go talk to them. Here's clips of me casting, or here's my ID, etc., etc., etc.
I was about to actually mention that with the whole, like, documentation and stuff. Like, if you're a caster, player, and everything, you've played in these major events, you should have a player registration form. Should be eligible, you should be able to get. Or even your name being in a bracket or in a group stage.
More times than not, if you're on a website that is a verified source, Exhibit A, we're on
But
the
anyone can make a website. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's what a
But I'm
verified
talking
source.
about like an actual document that you might.
So
be able
if
to
you're
request.
looking at league-specific things, I'm not talking LPL because that
Fuck
website's
LPL.
lost. But I'm saying, as an example, in our scenario, where most PUBG, literally every PUBG team that's competed pretty well domestically, internationally, through APAC, Europe, Asia, everywhere, is all listed on the website. You can see the players, you can see their stats, you can see literally everything, their Twitter links, Instagram, everything like that. It's all through the website.
Talking about like Wikipedia.
No, I'm talking the direct PUBG site.
Yeah.
Oh, but
So if I go to the
faded
PUBG
out
website
there.
right now, I click APAC and Fury pops up. I click into that and it has the 4 guys, it has their coach, their manager, all the Twitter links, all Twitter, literally everything's together.
That should be more than that.
Realistically speaking, that one web page should be enough to get literally everybody verified at the same time.
Oh yeah, no, I agree on that. It should be.
The funny thing is, Instagram and Facebook, they have it so much easier. Facebook is good, because I've done that recently as well. You literally just go Australia, you put in the ABN, you put in the registration details, chuck it all in, wait for a response.
Because they actually have an Australian office that actually does their job.
Ooh, 15.
Like, it's logical.
Yeah.
Even with TikTok as well, you can just send an email and say, hey, this is us, and bang, they verify you. Like, there's no real
You can?
requirements.
Yeah.
If you're a business, Tom, alright, not some...
Yeah, you need to actually...
No, I was wondering. I didn't know TikTok actually had it. I thought TikTok was like, you got to earn your fucking badge.
No, you can, as long as you're a legitimate company or business, and you have legitimate sources and whatnot, then yeah, you can get verified.
Oh, I didn't know that. The more you know.
I just think it's a pretty good system they've got. If Twitter can mimic what Facebook does, I think that'd be good.
Yeah. But back on the Fortnite things, just Fortnite, guys, just stop. Like, why are you trying to do the dodgy every single second? Do your shit legitimately and you'll be taken seriously and you'll actually get,
But like, what benefit do
much
they
more
get
credibility.
from this? They get clout. That's all I
Oh,
want.
yeah, no, they're sitting at the
it's
playground.
kids.
I'm from 15-year-olds, and if you delete your Twitter account, no one knows who exists.
Yeah, plus let's be real. They're sitting on the bus like, oh, I'm verified on Twitter. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They're all
I
sitting
got the
there.
next day, unverified.
No, I can't brag. My girlfriend's going to leave me. I don't even see outside of school.
Just imagine that your girlfriend breaks up with you because you're not a verified source on Twitter.
Yeah, Joe, I'm going to break up with you if you don't get Twitter.
Good fucking riddance.
Like, you two dating? Hold up.
Like, I just
Well,
don't understand it. Like, kids, clout doesn't make money. Clout never makes money. How many times have you heard of an influencer getting free stuff or making a fuck ton of money just from having a tick?
Addison Ray. Alinity.
These people do more than just have a tick, though.
Yeah, good point.
Oh, what? Alinity throws a dog.
Yeah.
Well,
Addison Ray does
but-
Renegade.
yeah, but besides that, these guys also have an actual marketing team.
Well, Dixie
Like-
D'Amelio. Or Dixie D'Amelio, I'm her sister.
Yeah.
Verified.
Before we coming out the closet now, Joe.
But like,
you know what I'm getting at.
yeah, but like the whole thing is like all these people have an actual marketing team where they actually have sponsors going, hey, we just noticed your views, we want you to do an ad. So instead of just being an influencer, you're now becoming a form of, you know, an actor or a advert creator of sorts.
Yeah, but there's also people out there that don't have that as well. Some people are very independent.
It's such a small number of how much money they make, though.
Yeah, well, some people are very smart though as well. They do it themselves.
Like, how many stories have you heard where an influencer goes, "Oh, let me stay in your hotel for free, and like I'll like totally put up your branding and whatnot on my social media, so people will come join you. But you know, I want to be in a penthouse suite, and I want you to come massage my feet every second day or some shit." Like, it's just like, bruh.
I am trying to think of someone that I'm dead set trying to think. I can't think of one person.
Give me a minute while I pay you an exposure.
I've seen so many stories on like Reddit and whatnot of influencers legitimately trying to do that.
Yeah, but I don't think they're mainstream influencers though.
No, these are people like 1
I'm talking
million.
about like fitness and beauty, maybe.
Yeah, but like, but this is where these Fortnite kids.
Yeah, that's where they get the idea from.
That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, doesn't
because they're never going to become a D'Amelio or a Kardashian or whatever.
You never know. You never know. Some plastic surgery.
They're never going to become the sister of someone famous.
Like it's not going to happen. So like the whole chasing clout does not work unless you've got another avenue to go by, like, you know, another marketing avenue. You're never going to get money.
No, never. But it's Fortnite kids in a nutshell, though, isn't it?
It is.
They're always chasing something they think, oh, that's cool. I want to do that. It's a childish mentality.
But a lot of them keep this
$400 fucking cash cups.
A lot of them keep this up through into their 20s, though.
Yeah,
that's the sad thing.
I mean, the sad thing is just when you walk up to them IRL and they're like, "So, what was your job previously?" And they're just talking to this guy they're trying to have an interview with, and they just crack open the earnings check. Just like,
can you crank 90s? Yeah, bruh. I had to. Sorry, I had to go for word today.
Reason for why the fuck am I here?
And that's the end of the.
No, I think bottom line, I think the whole like earnings thing in your bio, cool. We know how much money you've got, how much money have you spent, too much. I think there was another thing as well the other day. There was a Fortnite kid who put a bet on. He got, I think, about 40 grand for a bet that he put on, like a 13 game multi or something. Straight away bought a car. I'm just like,
oh, I saw that too.
Why would you? You could have bought a fucking house.
But the thing is, he bought this brand new, off the shelf.
New like it was a Mazda.
No, it wasn't. It's a Merc.
Oh yeah, Merc. Sorry. Yeah. So.
Or like a compressor or some shit.
It
like
was
like an E fucking.
No, it was a 201, 330 something, or one of those.
I think it was an A class actually.
No, A class is like 80 grand.
It was one of the C's.
It had to be a C class.
Yeah, it was a C class. So he basically won that money, went straight to it, bought a vehicle, and everyone's just like, all the kids are going, "Oh my god, so cool!" And it's like, well, you put 7 grand on a 13 multi, like,
well,
you won 40 grand,
but you brought a Merc. He's an idiot.
You bought a Merc, and you could have lost that.
Yo,
I'm just saying this, by the way, now. Gambling, please gamble responsibly. I know we're having a discussion here, but
don't do a me.
Don't be Reese. Everything he is funded from him, so...
Literally everything in this room, yeah.
even Joe, he's funded by him too. Picked him up on the corner.
Like,
you picked up on the corner.
The whole gambling thing, guys, yeah, do it responsibly. If you don't have the money, don't gamble. If you do have the money, gamble responsibly. We don't have.
But don't buy a fucking Merc.
Okay, don't buy a Merc. Let's leave it at that.
Alright, let's move on.
Let's leave it on that. We're moving.
Brand or bust. Brand or bust. Brand or bust. Who is it today, Joe?
Rocket League Gaming.
Oh, Ground Zero.
Oh, well done. High five, Tom.
I read the notes.
So just to start this one off as well, just for the GZ guys, if you guys are listening to this, or if someone sends you this,
Sorry, Ozzy.
To Ozzy or to Zell, I love you both. You know I love you both. Don't take this to heart. We just want to have a chat about this. Now, the statement I've put in here now, this is not as bad as last week where we said that Direwolves was garbage. Basically, Ground Zero are not what they used to be.
Well, they're not. I don't know.
What teams have
I don't know who's
without
investing
talking-
in or who's
without discussing
Are they
previous day,
millionaires?
what teams have they had before today? They've had Counter Strike, which is now shit the bed again.
Super Smash Bros.
Overwatch?
Which is
They've had
Yes.
Smash Brothers, which weren't on a contract. And
yeah, Super Smash.
Well,
yeah,
they don't count then.
And
Overwatch.
Overwatch.
Overwatch isn't pay, they just have the league slot and they'll just plug it out. I've clarified that as well. That's what the Overwatch League is. It's just a bunch of Australian players plugging out all leagues. So
yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I didn't know there was an Overwatch League until you told me that.
there is Ground Zero packs every day and they're
Ow.
Western Wine Freak.
It's literally called OWL. Overwatch League OWL.
Who?
Yeah.
You didn't get the joke.
No,
That's why he's laughing. What? You didn't get the joke. Why were you laughing?
Anyway, PUBG they also
I
had a
don't know.
while
I
ago.
explained it to me.
barely a team,
Was it like
please.
B2 in that back then? Was it Brim? It was one of those two.
Yeah, it was
Whatever
when
his name is.
it was when
Or Rain.
This was back in 2018.
like yeah
This
This
was
is
like,
bizarre.
before
Before
they
they
like
really
Incog and Atletico being overseas.
before they really took off, like before like yeah those boys actually.
And they
really
also
came
had
on the
Rocket
scene.
League back when G Kennedy was around. Which
Yeah, but
now they do again.
that's all they've got, isn't it?
That's it.
Well, at
They have
least
content
at the moment
creators.
they've got content creators. They
Who?
got Jonesy, like the
Johnsy.
Jonesy. He's a really good.
And
He's a nice bloke, yeah.
was it Live Living or some shit like that?
They've got a bunch of different creators. Like they've got a couple of male.
I only see them.
creators.
I only see them post 2 content creators on their socials all the time.
I see Vertex post more content creators than them.
I think I guess more so topic wise for them, like they're not what they used to be. I think I always used to give them a lot of shit for their
We
social
still give it a lot of
presence.
shit. What do you mean?
Well, not for their socials now.
I still give them shit for their socials. That's
Well-
why I'm banned from their Twitter. They blocked me. Aussie unblocked me from the fucking Twitter.
I found that funny.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so the only ones I really see are always like Grizzly Gaming,
Johnsy.
Johnsy, and
They only post John Z
yeah,
because
Lynn Valen. Valen? Sorry, love.
Oh, there's also
if I've completely
Valen.
chopped, if
Valen.
I'm completely chopped up.
I
Yeah,
think it's Varlin, Lynn Varlin.
yeah, but they're the only 3 I ever see that are being posted
there's
regularly.
also like Little Trouble, I think, or something.
No
There's
idea.
another one.
But like, it's never really clips of them while they're streaming. It's just this generic picture of them.
Yeah, there's 3 in.
I want to see their content.
I think bottom line with them, I think their investment got shafted personally. I reckon
Oh,
they had
yeah.
money taken out because I know they've got Rocket League. Obviously, they've been last year they had like a big domestic tear where they just ruined everyone's careers the whole year, and now they've lost to Renegades recently for the first regional championships.
Ah,
So
fuck. Sorry.
you could just have, excuse me.
Yeah.
No, you're excused.
Patreon's down below. If you donate enough, we'll give him a muzzle so we can shut him up.
I barely said anything this episode. I'm sitting here chilling. I'm sweating my balls off, actually.
I mean, hey, if you're in their position, right? What are the engagements like on the rates, by the way?
Not a whole lot.
Let's have a look at this one. So we got 12 and 3 retweets. See what I mean? Look, honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. I see more engagement on
12,
the Fury Twitter by far.
9, 8,
I'm like garbage.
7.
Yeah.
We've got 2 vegetables.
Oh,
Right now,
And you-
They're
you've got
defeat.
Uno,
Their
you
defeat
continue.
got a 30.
Well, it must have been smelly then where they got defeat.
Yeah, Rocket League seems to be the only time when they actually get some.
well, that's
form
because
of-
it's the only team they've got.
Yeah.
I'm not classifying Overwatch as an actual team because, again, it's literally just a glorified.
Wait, do they still have Overwatch?
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
they just
like,
got
the Overwatch League in Australia, the orgs that are in that one in the slot, so they literally just play.
They just chuck it.
They pretty well just play Go Fish every year. Like they just pull up a card when they don't have anyone else to pick.
Overwatch it. Well, now that Overwatch 2 is now confirmed, the leagues are like dying.
It's fully.
Like
Even
it's
Overwatch
actually,
2
like,
is not going to help
collapsing
anything.
itself.
Well, that's what
They also
happened with
renamed
the
McCree
gaming.
recently. I forgot. It was like John for a bit, apparently.
Yeah.
Literally just John. They've renamed it to something else.
It's back to McCree now.
No,
no,
it's not. It's
No, in game it's McCree. In game it still says McCree. The meme was Dave.
no, it's Colin something. Colin
And
Creedy
it's Cole. It's Cole.
or Cole Creedy.
Yeah, something like Cole something. You can literally just go to Overwatch Twitter. It says there's a whole fucking letter about Cole finding his days and stuff.
Cole Cassidy.
Yeah,
Cole
it's Cole
Cassidy.
Cassidy now.
What a shit now.
But in game it's still McCree.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Cole
because
Cassidy.
the Cole Cassidy's for Overwatch 2.
Yeah,
They're not changing it in Overwatch 1 because they're just bidding
Yeah.
it.
but yeah, they're gonna bring it out
Literally,
after
just bidding it.
after the
Cole
Halloween.
Cassidy.
After the Halloween, the next update after that's going to change to Cole Cassidy in Overwatch 1.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was watching Artemis from Legacy last night or something, and she was talking about it, and I said that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Either way, so I don't know.
I miss the old GZ.
We do. Like,
I miss the GZ where I could.
I want to see more content from the game.
I miss Ground Zero from not last RLCS season, but season 9 when we were in Rocket League, because they actually used to tweet regularly. They used to be consistent. No offense to Aussie, you're a lovely social guy, but get back to general management. You shouldn't be doing everything, man. I know you love the org.
Have a break.
Have a break. You even went on a break for 6 months, and then you came back because they needed you again.
Yeah.
Do you like a person called Brie?
You can have him now.
Yeah, you can have him.
I'm not gonna drop that.
Yeah.
That's any
What happened during the week though?
Either way, Ground Zero has cut a lot of players with a lot of teams, and even now, like obviously they've got sponsors still, and they still announced their Hawaii sponsorship, by the way, which has literally been on the jersey for the last year.
Yeah. Question about their sponsor though, since it's on topic of money, they're paying their teams though.
Yes.
Alright, good. I'm not on the dialogue situation here.
Ground Zero, listen, the teams that we actually talk to regularly actually pay their teams, ironically. It's always the ones that we don't talk to.
All the ones that think they're better than everyone else.
Yeah.
And then they do dodgy shit. Okay, back to what you were saying.
I think what I was saying is that I think probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago, Ground Zero was
a lot
premier team.
They were a premier team, yeah.
They were pushing.
I think from when they entered Valorant, everyone was really hyped to see that, because that was before the new order team was made. They had Disco in there, they had Autumn. And then after that team kind of just kicked the bucket and Order picked them up, I think from that point onwards they kind of just shit the bed completely.
Yeah.
Not completely.
Obviously there's something the way
it's good to see they've got DK, so say that.
On the inner source, obviously there's some stuff going with their, the monetary and whatnot, and the sponsors and whatever's happening. And it's kind of sad to see that they've been reduced to what they are now. Would love to see them on the comeback. Would love to see them do more back in the scene. Can they do it? Doubtful.
If they have more money that gets invested, I want to see more content. I reckon if they had their Rocket League with a more content directive feel like what Power does, I think it'd be good.
Yeah.
Any other alternative to that, and I'm thinking why? I think Ground Zero would be a really, really good content.
They'd just be doing like all the other tier 3 orgs where they just get a team just to stay in the scene.
Realistically though, I think Ground Zero would be really, really good at doing what Power does if they did it with Rocket
That's what they should be moving to, yeah. They should be moving to merch, content.
When they did release their merch line though, when they did it did really well.
It did, yeah. That's what they should stick to. They should be sticking to those aspects primarily, and then having, that 1 or 2 teams in these, or 1 or 2 really good teams. Rocket League, keep them. They're smashing it. Maybe go find another team, even if it's overseas or something like that, where they're absolutely dominating something.
I know for a fact they want to stay domestic, because I've had that discussion with them.
I know. Ozzy have said that as well, that they never want to leave OS and whatnot.
He said this to us when we had him on last season as well. Because they want to help the domestic field.
They want to grow the domestic area around them.
I get that, but unfortunately, OS is not viable for players.
Straight away, I'm just looking at Direwolves here. This is the only positive thing I think it's going to mention for them. You look at Direwolves Siege, their engagement's great. When we look at everything else, it's dog shit.
Yeah. GC could easily do what Legacy do as well.
Legacy
dead.
Yeah.
No, but Legacy's moved with their content and stuff. They're pushing out so much now that it's slow, but it's making progress. It's going very slowly, but it's going upwards.
I really think at the moment, because obviously they've got a brand ambassador behind them as well, who plays cricket for the Australian cricket team as well. But
what, Stark?
Yeah, I
think it's Stark.
Yeah, I think looking at what Ground Zero, I think if they don't actually do more, I think half of their content team's probably going to get poached. Yeah. Specifically John Z, I reckon he could get poached to Power.
Well,
easily.
With his numbers on TikTok, I think he's got over 100k on TikTok. Order could take him as well. Order are throwing bags around people in the content field.
Oh, and I know they're not. They only touch things they're involved with.
Yeah,
I wouldn't touch him.
I mean, he is a variety streamer.
Still, I would. If Ground Zero want to stay relevant, I think they should move more towards creating hard content and merch. and then keep 1 or 2 teams in just to stay relevant.
Yeah, that's kind of like what we're doing at the moment as well, because
that is the primary way of making it as an esport.
Be chiefs. That's what I'm saying, because that's their structure.
Every org that I've helped, like in the way of managing, I've gone, get merch, make content. Just start with that. You start with that, then you can have 1 or 2 teams off on the side where you just, you make content with them every now and then, post their stuff to stay relevant on social media.
Sort of like 100 Thieves.
Basically.
About it.
Well, look at 100 Thieves. They are the premier org of how to make money.
They're off the world about it. They've been one of the best orgs in the world.
They are. They were the first org to make, was it 100 million or some shit?
Hoodie company, keyboard company.
Yeah, those keyboard defense. Skincare. Wait, no, sorry.
I mean, shit, they got their own, the Cash Buddy,
the Cash App.
Compound.
The compound, yeah. Can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, the Cash App
compound.
Is it the Cash App compound?
It's Cash App compound.
Okay, I wasn't sure. But yeah, what was that like? That was like 50 million. That was 25 million to get
a loan.
To get it started. I think in total was something like 50 million.
I think it ended up being around 40, 50 million USD.
Like, how nuts? And they paid it outright. They didn't get a loan. They paid it outright.
Yeah, because one of their fucking co-owners is one of the biggest music people in the world.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if he's, like, when the co-owner makes a lot of money. The thing is that they had the money to not go in a negative.
Oh, they never got a negative.
In all fairness of Ground Zero, though, they are going neutral.
Yeah,
they're not negative on...
Well, yeah, Ground Zero is in the black, which is good. That's where you always want to be, if at all possible.
Wait, the black's green, right?
Black is good.
Yeah, so black is green. It's money's green.
Black is a positive, yes, Tom.
Yeah. I'm asking questions here before I confuse myself, okay?
I think, like, on a current level that they're at, they're doing well regarding, I guess, profit and loss. They're going even.
Well, with the amount of people that are investing into and whatnot, and the amount they're spending... I don't
think there's as many people as you think.
Shafted somewhere.
I still think the investors that are in there they have more than enough right now to do what they need to do to come back up from the ladder from where they are now, to become more relevant in the scene again and to keep going. Sure, they have one team, that I'll actually call just the one team. The Rocket League is just one team, in my opinion. And yeah, sure, they're paying them the bag from what I've heard,
And again,
but
a good salary.
Yeah, but that's good. If that's where they want to put the money in, because that's where their followers and whatnot are from, cool. That's fine. But now's the time to really branch out, get merch, and get content out there as much as humanly possible. They should be making 2 videos a week at minimum.
Yeah. And I think
that's very cool.
I think that's probably a good way to end that little discussion as well. And I think we've now actually got Coke now. Tom has Coke.
Yeah,
I think
it magically teleported onto us. Thank you, Coke, for not sponsoring us yet.
With your 0.5 health star rating.
Yeah, Monster though.
You shouldn't be saying on the same.
They're owned by the same company.
Yeah,
they're owned by M2. M2, they're called.
Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. So thanks for Tom. I don't pay attention. Exactly.
Oh, I look at these things sometimes on the side.
I don't read because I'm not bored, but
no, because you're dyslexic.
That's my daily sex. You're not going to edit that out either.
I'm getting 12 for this shit.
So now he's
anyway. Let's have a discussion, boys, about I guess some orgs who are doing good things and orgs who have slowly started to completely.
Which kind of ties in with our last topic as well.
Yeah, I don't want to throw Ground Zero under the bus, but I'd still think they're doing work. Just
let's start with orgs that are doing good. Let's have a bit of a positive.
Okay, let's throw some orgs out there. I'm going to say
not Fury.
I'm putting
besides your own.
You can't egotist. You can't be like.
I wasn't going to say. I was going to say Bliss.
Bliss, yeah.
I'm going to say Bliss is doing good things, but please stop spending money on graphics cards. They've also just redone their entire office, and they're making the Bliss Academy, which is, I'm pretty sure, for children to come after school and play video games at the HQ.
Which is awesome.
Good to see. I'm rather jealous because of the amount of money they've got, but that's a different topic altogether. But I think it's still a good thing.
I think
they're following the Chiefs effect, I'd say, of obviously they've got the uni sponsor, which they're doing with them as well, but I think Bliss is doing more preschool stuff, similar to what ShadowNet did, so yeah, that's pretty good. I think that's one.
I think one org that really stands out to me right now is Pentanet.
Going up or going down?
Up. They've done something.
They have lost Pete. They've also just let all the team become free agents.
Yeah, but that's just because the contract ended. But
yeah,
from what I've heard is that they're making some moves, make some really good moves. Pete did have to step aside, obviously, for other reasons. But obviously, he's got other things going on.
His actual job.
Yeah, his actual job is one of them. He's done some amazing work while it was there. I think he was only going to stick around till the league guys were done anyways. But yeah, they have done some amazing work, and from what I've heard, their vision in the future is looking really good. I'm really excited to see them grow.
It's funny how Pentanet's known more as an esport team than an internet company right now.
That's good. It's a great market.
An internet company.
Yeah, they're a Perth internet company. Yeah.
Oh, they're an ISP. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There you go. You teach me about code, I teach you about internet.
Yeah, but you work for Telstra, you should know that.
I work for the worst country in the country.
You work for the worst country?
Hold
up, we're not America.
Treason!
Optus, please help.
I think another org that really stands out to me is Vertex.
That's who I was going to mention.
They lost it recently.
Yes. It's a sad situation.
You know exactly what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Still, they've done some great things in the scene recently. They have been on the...
Content-wise, they're probably one of the best.
Yeah.
Oh, you just put the CSGO team in front of a camera in an apartment and it's magic.
You put Addict in front of a camera with PZ and you're like, you're 5'3", you're 6'10", you're a midget. That was literally their entire Melbourne experience.
Yeah.
That was it.
I'm going to the pub with my son was basically half of it.
Yeah, Alex from NZ, flying 3 hours, just getting bullied by some people.
Yeah. I hate my life.
But I think...
I would throw Legacy on the downscale, though.
So we'll keep going positives if we think of any. So we've got Pentanet, we've got Bliss, we've got Vertex.
It's really not a whole
Everyone else is dog shit.
Yeah, and you can't throw your own in there, obviously.
Well, Power as well. I'll have to chuck Power in there. They're currently... They are probably
the
best.
I'll put them as an org now.
I'm going to say this now.
They've earned my respect. Now they'll be an org.
I'm going to say this. Power never really dipped or never really rose. They just keep the same level of perfection.
So they have dipped because they're keeping the same level for such a long period. No, I'm joking.
If anything, they've gone up, honestly.
I must back him.
John.
Yeah.
John stonks.
Stonks. They've done some great work. They're constantly putting out content out there. They're constantly improving themselves.
Yeah, I think they've done well for themselves.
How is overstrained the first one?
Because he's a god.
How's he the first one on the search?
He is my son. Do not talk shit about him.
How is he the first one on the search?
Because he probably search up as a strain once in a while.
Yeah, he is.
But I think if we're going to talk about orgs on decline, I'm going to chuck Mindfreak in there.
Who?
What? Out.
No, I haven't seen a positive thing come from Mindfreak for a year and a half.
Well, they released a Valorant team recently and got out of Val. So they're going to come back next year.
Bullshit.
I think it's also bullshit, personally. They've got the Call of Duty guys, which they signed as well. That got pretty good engagement, I must say.
That's because all the Call of Duty. They are Call of Duty.
I was like, that team that they've got now is literally our old team.
Yeah, it's JHR.
JHR.
Yeah.
Literally.
They've kept the same roster, basically.
I mean, JHR's new.
But he was on the roster then last year.
Nah.
What I really hate about the socials is... So, I'm not a big COD person or anything, right? So, I don't really understand who all these people are.
Yes, there's us. There he is.
Page really need to blur out the girls.
There's nothing when I look at a lot of their tweets and a lot of their content, I'm not sure who they're going on about half the time.
More than likely, if they're going on about content for COD, it's HMA.
Yeah, but I'm someone who doesn't know COD, doesn't like COD, and I'm looking at a team that I like or whatever. I like to know what it's about.
Really, whenever they say, obviously, Vanguard can mean two things. Valorant, obviously anti-cheat, and now the new Call of Duty that's coming out.
Yeah.
What they need to do in their tweets is go #COD, #COD Vanguard, or
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. Like, that's all they need to do. They need to I don't know why they write paragraphs as well in their tweets.
Yeah, neither.
I'm sorry, but I'm not an English teacher and I'm not an English student. I'm not going to sit there and read a fucking novel. Give it to me simple and plain.
Although, guys, we are completing in the Call of Duty Cup today against Vertex. We cannot wait to compete in front of all of our supporters.
Yeah.
Check out the stream down below. P.S. We
suck nuts.
Get free. I think that's a play on get fucked, I think that's what.
Is it?
Yeah, so what happened, get freaked, obviously mind freak, but also what happened in a Call of Duty event a couple of years ago. In the mind freak comms, they cut to live comms, and all you hear in the comms is get forked, and they've changed it to get freaked. One of their players, especially the most recognised player in Call of Duty in OCE, was screaming at maybe, I think it was LG or something, one of the teams that went on to win the event, telling him to get fucked. Every time he got a kill, went, get fucked. And he went on for about 6 kills in a row, told the whole team to get fucked, and then they won the map, stood up and went, get fucked, and went off at him. And got told to sit down by the security guards.
I think,
that was the best
so,
part.
first team, Mind Freak.
Oh, they're going rock bottom.
Well,
Do it.
I'm going to do it.
Do it.
Ever since I left them, they've gone downhill. 16-20 Kings. They do absolutely nothing now.
I mean, they picked up a team that beat us in Rainbow Six this week. Since that point, I haven't won a game.
Yeah.
The curse was broken.
Like, their socials are dry, their content's dry.
Again, to those of you who are watching this from the Kings, you say you're a premier content team, you're not. And on top of that as well is that you pick up a Valorant team every 2 months, which I've said to Ant personally as well, and he accepted that. So I'll put respect to Ant. He admits when he's wrong.
I love Ant. I love Dabs. Those guys are honestly, their head and their hearts are in the right place. They're just being led down.
Astray.
I wouldn't say
Down
astray.
the rabbit hole. Pretty well.
Pretty fucking big rabbit
They're
hole.
not putting their worth into, or they're putting their money into what's worth. Valorant is not worth it.
Especially
honestly.
considering they've gone through 5 teams.
Yeah.
Mind you, one of their players who kicked the bucket on the last team, I've just picked up the socials. So that proves how committed Dell was, but let's not touch on
But
that.
it's the whole thing about, like,
We love Dell.
you know,
We love
if you're constantly recycling teams, it's not the team.
It's the game. It's
It's
the
just-
esport.
Well, it's either that or it's the management.
It's the business structure, really.
It's not the management.
It's high turnover.
I guarantee
Canada.
you it's not the management, just from what we've seen in Valorant as a whole. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
ourselves.
Valorant's turned into their...
But like,
Yeah.
so that's what. So if you're constantly recycling teams, constantly, there's one of 3 things that it is. It's either the players are extremely toxic. Now, you've gone through how many teams? 5 teams.
We have shit results. That's the other thing. That's why I
Yeah, but shit results don't mean anything. You can still make a lot of content.
This is like bin tier OS Valorant, by the way. So it's like shit results. And they're like, this team sucks. I'm LFT again.
Yeah,
Look, we had better results.
and that's on the player though, not on the org. If the player's going, I'm not winning, I'm going to leave. That's on the player.
It's still on the org though for signing them in the first place.
Well, that's whoever their manager is that's saying, hey, you guys should pick this up.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest
Round
with you.
5.
Be honest with you, if you're a manager and you're in an organisation that's having high turnover, you're not doing your background checks and you're not seeing the results.
Who are even these players?
Yeah,
No.
who was even in this team?
I remember Tony last week when we touched on this. He didn't know who any of these guys were. Mind you, last time we actually had this discussion,
Keep going.
they had a different team.
So we got Lax, Dunn, Moshu, Skype, and I don't even want to pronounce the Omen name there. It was a fucking Legsy or Langsy?
Yeah, Legsy, I think it is.
None of those players I know
The
at
only
all.
person I've heard of there would
And-
have to be Lax.
Literally last week when we were discussing this, they had a different Valorant team as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, Lax,
This is one
I think
week
he
ago.
came from amateur.
Yeah.
Couple seasons
This
ago when
team-
we were in
This team just came up to
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
So
I feel better than them. They're
Yeah.
retired for the last 8 months.
But like the whole issue is, so if you're recycling these teams and whatnot, I'll look inwards. I'll be looking at how they're being managed and how they're being operated more than how they are performing, because their performance might be in correlation with how they're being managed. If they're being managed shit, they're going to play like shit. If they're being coached like shit, they're going to play like shit.
Exact comparison. Our team, when we had them, they didn't crack for a week, and they lost a game, I think, against Trident, like 16-1.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know who the coach is there. Who is Max?
Maxie.
Y90.
I know Max. He's a nice guy.
Not a coach.
Not a coach. I'm sorry, Max. You
couldn't keep just fish to swim pretty well.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, he he legitimately, he's not a coach. He gets very emotional very quickly. So he gets angry.
So he's Tony. Who the fuck is Small?
Small.
Like Tony playing New World just gives up after
Small from memory. He's
I think it's a she.
Is it she?
Yeah, 4'11" sober queen is in the bio.
Would it be? Oh,
she's a sober queen.
I'm the better sober, alright.
She's quite popular more on Twitch for playing Valorant with a lot of
pop darts, but it's not the right type.
Yeah.
I don't smoke. Fuck off.
I think she's more popular on the Twitch side of things with a lot of people.
When I first saw it, I thought it said it was Small Cosmic, but I don't think it is.
Okay, we're getting a little bit off topic.
I want to know who this team is, so I can do it properly.
If we're going to have this discussion, who else are we going to put in here? Because
completely different person.
I mean, the Kings, they're still an amateur team, so it's not like they've risen.
They're a baby wall. We'll put them in they're coming, but they're not.
Exactly they could be better than what they are. That's the sad thing.
I'm also going to say the Legacy has really fallen off a cliff.
I'd say Legacy
is reset though. You can see it.
Yeah, despite the content, what is there really?
The Valorant team, which isn't too bad.
We picked up Harpy
as their new fifth.
Yeah, and they got shit on by Vertex.
Yeah, that's Vertex. They're born winners over there, alright? They got James. Love James. They're born winners. Don't even follow me, Hansi. I see how this is.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I follow a lot of people.
Fucking hell, I'm in the same room as him on the same podcast.
So I think probably another one that I'd probably have to throw in the ring, if we're going to label teams, I genuinely feel, Orgs I think
Direwolves in there.
I think Alki's done really well for themselves.
The goats.
Can I just say that?
Because
they picked up that APAC South Rocket League team and they completely shit on everybody. They full on dumps at everybody in their path.
The branding's interesting. It's all one tone though. I would like to see.
I mean, it's Halloween. That's why it's like that, right?
Is it?
Yeah, that's like a hellish demon sort of thing.
Okay.
Usually their branding's usually the same.
If I had to go through and just label teams, I'd say Alki's doing well. I'd probably be saying Dynasty's kind of fallen off a little bit from where they were. I think the content's kind of died a little bit. They
haven't been good in 2 years.
I
think with Crypto on there, he's done okay.
He's done okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, okay does not make an org grow.
I would also say Riot.
I'm going to make a catchphrase.
I would also say Riot Gaming as well. I'm going to throw under the bus.
Yeah, that's who
now Islam is gone.
He didn't do anything.
He hasn't been doing anything for a little bit, but he has been there in the background doing a lot of help for the background. I know that.
Yeah.
From him telling me. So he has been there. He has been working in the background. He has been doing a lot of front end stuff, obviously, but yeah, they've been cruising.
Yeah, all right.
I'm really trying to avoid the elephant in the room.
I know.
Because, exactly.
Throw the elephant out. Come on.
You know who the elephant is. Come on.
Fuck no, I can't remember it. Being serious.
Really?
Yep.
I'm
not an Ivy hunter.
You don't like spinning around?
Oh, over?
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, but they are washing machines, so, they rinse, cycle, and repeat.
They picked up Alec from Warriors, by the way, as a format player again.
You're joking.
Yep.
So take 4?
Something like that. Anyway, I think realistically speaking, for the Orgs who we say have kind of fell off, it's our opinion again. If you don't like that opinion,
we'll fucking live with it.
It's just an opinion, guys. It's just something we've noticed. I've been in the scene myself for quite a few years now. Joe's been in the scene for quite a few years himself, and Bones as well has been quite in the scene. So,
I would say we're experienced.
We're definitely
very experienced, unfortunately. We're like that old 50-year-old at the pub that's still on grab a granny night.
We're going to the pub after this as well, isn't it?
Fucking better not be grab a granny night.
So, yeah, we're not saying anything out of just sheer bullshit. There is some
This is factual.
There is evidence and there's actual experience behind these.
Yeah.
What we're saying.
I mean, realistically speaking, if I'm going to say that an org is not doing what they should be, I'd probably say that personally.
Yeah. You know what really pisses me off though? Whenever I go on social media of like smaller orgs, when they do the bracket hashtag up the top.
I always thought that didn't work. Hashtag.
Yeah, listen, we did that. We used to do that for a while.
Yeah, you did, and I used to abuse you for
but
it.
then we changed it because we realised that
it's so dumb. You're literally just using up space that could have something better in there, and then just put the hashtag on the bottom, like with the rest of your hashtags. Pet hate, sorry, just ranting.
There's the rant, but I think to finalise that and go into our, next topic, Reese, just so we can have a lovely discussion.
Play the drum roll.
Lovely. Are we doing a lovely?
Oh, no, just
lovely. All right, we're moving on to the hotspot.
Yeah.
So who are we putting on the fry pan?
It's not actually this is like a light simmer,
It's a light simmer.
It's not like a full blast moment. This is like a light simmer,
It's not a full blast. Oh,
It's not even a blast, really.
You've got your seasoning, you've got your steak going, you've got the butter in there. You're going to graze up some garlic.
It's going to be a nice meal.
You graze garlic?
No, I'm braising the meat.
I thought you said graze. I was about to say, what are you fucking shredding garlic
Dyslexic and deaf?
Jesus, he is.
So I'm deaf.
Fuck off.
Well, look, this is
literally just like a really nice thing that we want to mention. So LFO or Ex Direwolves
CSGO team.
Yeah, just like every LFO Ex Direwolves team. Anyway, for the CS guys, I know we go on about Direwolves almost every week at this point, but I think this week is going to be...
We're going to focus on these players.
We're going to focus on the players. We're going to focus on how good this team has been.
Honestly, they're a god tier team.
Wow.
In the way of
I still remember 4 years ago when I played CS when Savage was just getting shit on by me. Now he would probably shit on me and feed it to me, I reckon. The kid's cracked. He's like Vex
the kid's
2.0.
cracked, but like...
It's Vex 2.0.
Yes.
Yeah, true. I was going to reference that, but...
The team has been on the climb. They've been absolutely dominating just across the board.
They've been playing chess while others have been playing checkers lately.
The others have been playing...
You really do love that statement.
I love that statement. It is
at the moment as well, they're up 92 against DOTA. Sheesh. This is for the conference spot that I was talking about. So they're both already qualified, but they're just playing for pride.
So looking at the LFO farming simulator at the moment.
So it's best of 5.
The best of 5.
So discussing this, we've got Dust 2, Nuke, Vertigo, Overpass, and Ancients as 5th. It's going to go 5 maps. But I think touching on LFO specifically, if I'm going to pull up some of the details, so they're currently ranked number 52 in the world, which is quite good, actually, for their standards. So as I was touching on before, basically Hazard, Sterling, and APOC. The recycling bank himself.
But the veterans in the scene. And
the 3 vets have been on Avant, they've been around for a while, they've had the experience. Pretty well with those 3, they've done really well. I think looking at the players themselves, Leaky and Savage, they've both been around for a while. Yeah, Leaky used to be on Ground Zero's old team as well before he joined the Direwolves guy. He's actually the IGL, so I think he's done well.
He's the IGL for Desire and all that back in the day as well.
He's a very, very clean, very smart IGL.
Yeah, so
he's not a cunt on the first.
Just looking at the results recently as well, let's go to the last 2 months as an example. 2-0 Vertex, 2-0 Order, 2-1 against Renegades.
That's pretty good.
1-3 against Renegades, which is a DreamHack. 2-1 against Order, 1-2 against Renegades, 2-0 against Order.
I think it's the Order's number.
Finally, for about a year.
Yeah.
0-3 against Renegades, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0 against Ground Zero, Vertex Order, 3-2 against Order and Premier, which is the one where they qualified. They 2-0 Nebula, 2-0 Camo, 2-0 Dynasty, 2-0 Ground Zero, and their win rate is 84%.
That's nuts.
In the last 2.
That is nuts. A bigger org needs to pick these guys up very quickly.
There's going to be nobody domestically that's going to sign them. I'm going to say that now.
Well, I mean, how many orgs should actually afford them, to be quite honest?
These guys will probably be asking tonight. Vertex Esports, betsapi.com. Serious?
Gambling's not good for it.
Yeah, don't do that. Sirius just had a moment. But
I wasn't even serious. Sound like Adam.
domestically, no one's going to slime them because Chiefs won out of CS completely.
I could see
them going to Direwolves.
Shut the fuck up.
There are times where I want to slap you.
I could see Bliss actually maybe.
That was the one team that I mentioned to, I think it was Sav that I was talking to about that.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's realistically going to happen.
I'm trying to remember that.
They have the money because I like the pit. You can see by the 120 RTX.
Yeah.
I
think they. I don't think even the money is the issue with these. I think they should get under a brand that is developing like Bliss. They've already gone to a couple of high like majors and minors and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting into that semi-international where
they'd be Bliss's premier team. Other than maybe their Siege team, because I know they're going into APAC South quals now. Rocket League's not the greatest. Valorant is kind of just shit the bed a little bit.
Shit the bed for everyone.
Yeah, but for the boys, they got Dragon and then booted.
Yeah. So I think, if anything, anyone that should pick them up, I think it should be Bliss.
Domestically, yes.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Not happening.
Internationally, yeah.
If I had the money, I wouldn't be against it. But I think it's still a lot. Because I think, realistically speaking, with what they deserve, I would probably be thinking they'd be asking between $400 to $500 a week a player, I reckon.
I think I'd be looking at a bit more.
I wouldn't say so.
I reckon 650, 700.
No.
Nah.
There's no way. There's
I'm just saying.
absolutely no way.
I could see someone throwing that out there.
Who?
Bliss. Stick up the bags.
Nah. No way.
They're not that stupid.
They
don't get me wrong.
They know how to manage their money.
No.
I don't know how many graphic cards they got.
Look, they can manage it enough that they can hold on to it, okay? So.
Realistically, Bliss, I think, could do it. Because, again, Pro League is next year. So there's like 3-4 months between now and then. So for all we know, LFO could ship then. Which I think is unlikely.
Yeah.
Domestically, I think Bliss is the only one that will do it. Internationally, it's going to be like some shit tier 3 European org or something like that, you know?
I don't think any other... I don't think an EU org would even look at them.
Maybe an NA team as well.
Maybe an NA team.
I think, again, has to be like tier 3 or tier 4.
It would be a tier 2 org at best.
What about an Asian org?
Nah.
No,
Asia
it out there.
Asia orgs rarely step out of their own region.
I was thinking, what was the team that Chief stole the Valorant squad from? Or is that here?
That was Peace.
Yeah, Peace here or there? Over in Asia?
Technically in China, but they're here as well.
I can see that.
They're the sister org of another team.
Yeah.
I can see that happening there.
Yeah.
It's possible. I doubt it though.
Yeah, but
I still think they're going to be LFO up until probably Bliss signs them, or some probably tier 2 as like a NA team. Very, very, very. I'm talking like very unlikely. And then probably like some tier
Sonic's on. Sonic's in the Australian flavor going on.
Yeah, I can definitely see them being picked up, but by who? Who knows?
It's a huge
I would be
isn't it?
very interested to see who would do it.
And if they don't get picked up, then guys, fix up your branding and
get some investment and go for these guys.
Yeah, go for it.
I think we definitely need some more good orgs in CS because again, it's not really worth it up until Valve fix that shit. And even then, like all these slots coming out as well, like that could potentially push and some stuff. But yeah, I guess really for LFO and this sort of discussion on the hotspot, I think bottom line, someone sign them.
Yeah, someone has to.
Yeah, definitely jump on them. Definitely jump on them.
Yeah, it's been fun, hasn't it, guys?
Yeah, it's been a short one.
It's a short episode just because this week there hasn't been much, but next week is going to have a lot of shit happening because we've got CS, we've got PUBG coming up, we've got
whole lot of sorts.
Rocket League again for RLCS starting again this weekend.
And
as well.
there might be some Fortnite issues arising as well in the very near future.
Oh, there's always some Fortnite issues, right?
Yeah, but
they feed on. That's where the
Yeah.
viewership comes in.
But these ones are juicier. I like juicier.
They
Fortnite.
know if it's the same people.
Still juicy, okay? You'll find out next week, guys. Check out our socials all down below.
We're actually on the YouTube for this channel as well, by the way. So you're actually viewing this on the Brink YouTube because we've decided we want to make our own brand. Fuck this Fury, guys.
Yeah, the shit.
Yeah, fuck
Horrible.
you.
That's it from us. We'll see you guys next week.